Alright, hey guys, it's me, Avia LeVon here. So, I just kind of wanted to do a discussion, I guess. As you get older, the feeling of loneliness seems to be more apparent. I just kind of feel like as you grow up, it's easier to become isolated. You know, whereas when you were as a kid, you were always around people all the time. Whatever your situation was, whether it be family or friends, neighbors, you know, you were in school, you were doing whatever. Same thing going through middle school and high school. In high school, like most times you kind of had your few people that you were always around or whatever. But I feel like in college it changes a little bit. It's the first time that you're really out by yourself. So if you're used to having that family comfort, it's not there 24/7. It's easier to get away from people in like college, which can be a good and a bad thing. You know, sometimes you plan for it that way, to have your own kind of personal time. Like, I need to be alone, I need to get this done, I need to be productive, so I need to be alone. Like, no one bother me, I can't be around y'all because y'all distract me. But sometimes you find yourself kind of being lonely, not by choice, you know what I mean? Either you feel like you're secluded, your friends or families aren't always around. In college, everyone has their own schedule, so sometimes it's hard to always feel like you're around somebody when everyone you might be cool with has different things going on. Or, you know, sometimes you feel lonely, like this is totally in today's world, where like your phone's dry, no one's talking to you, you have no one to text, no one to pick up the phone and call, or you might have already kind of, you know, tapped out all your options of people that you would want to talk to. You don't want to bother anybody really. I mean, I don't know, it's just kind of like it's a real feeling. For some people it's hard to deal with when it's not by choice. But it can all kind of get very overwhelming, which is one thing that you definitely don't want. You want to go out and you want to be able to enjoy life and things like that. And as a person, you want to decide to be alone by choice and not have to feel like it's your only option is to be alone or not have people around or not have people to talk to. So I thought this would be a really good video to kind of give some tips on to avoid the loneliness feeling. A lot of it is not the easiest to do. It takes a lot of kind of stepping out of your comfort zone, but I don't know, yeah. In this video, I hope to also kind of help you feel, you know, better in your own company, like when you're alone, you know. Give you some tips to kind of get out of your comfort zone if you're not completely happy of where you're at. To love yourself is the first big thing I can tell you if you're trying to, you know, overcome loneliness. You know, some ways to do that is to encourage yourself. So, you know, not always thinking that you're last on the ball when it comes to stuff, or you don't have the skills or abilities to do something, or you don't have the beauty to do something, or kind of whatever it is. You kind of, you know, you learn to accept who you are and what you have. And there's also a lot of power in the words. So if you tell yourself that you're smart and you're beautiful and everything else, like, you yourself will mentally start to believe it. And it's really cool because once you believe something in yourself, everyone else starts to see it from you. And that's also a little bit of confidence, or, you know, I guess the term people use for that is confidence. And, you know, it's really, really cool, like how it works out. Saying it out loud, it helps things to happen. And, you know, part of that, when you love yourself and you're confident in yourself, you know what you have, you know everything like that, the feeling of loneliness kind of goes away. You know, if you love yourself and you're confident in yourself, you know, you'd be okay with being alone sometimes. You know, mentally understand that happens, but you can easily enjoy your own company a little bit better. Another thing is just kind of really being positive instead of being negative. Of course, you kind of see the bad things and everything, so you couldn't see the good things about being alone sometimes if you're feeling lonely. So if you are going through the emotions of feeling lonely, you might be like, oh, people don't like me. All your thoughts are, you know, people don't like me, I have no one to talk to, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm not good enough to do this, I don't have enough time to do that, or kind of whatever plays off to your reasonings of being lonely, and that's being negative. And if you look at it in a positive way, you could use some of your time of being alone to better develop yourself, to better find yourself, to acquire new personal skills to help you be better and not to be better for other people. Another thing might just be to try new things. You'd be surprised at how many people that you meet when you go out and you try something that's you're not always completely used to. So whether it be in college or joining a new club or doing an intramural sport or whatever else, it's all about doing what you like, but something that you haven't necessarily always been doing. So, and kind of in doing that, you'll find people, of course, who have the same interests as you, and that way you build your network a little bit, you find new friends, it gives you something to do and not always having that downtime that you might be used to. Also kind of in learning new skills and trying out new things, it makes you feel better about yourself a little bit, you know what I mean? And gives you something to say that you've learned, and people can admire that about you just as you would admire someone else's skills or talents. And whether they like it or not, who cares? But it's for you personally, and by doing that sometimes you can find other people to connect with that might like certain skills or talents that you have. I hope that kind of makes sense. Mentally right now, I don't know how else to explain that, but yeah. A good tip that I heard somewhere is to kind of not only invest in yourself and develop yourself and finding new skills and yada yada, but to invest in other people. So whether it be you're starting to do different community service projects or you're helping someone out in something, that gives you something to do, if that makes sense. It gives you also a sense of and a feeling of accomplishment and things like that, but you also have taken the time to help somebody else out. It'll kind of help you stop thinking about how lonely you feel. It'll give you satisfaction in yourself that you have done something for someone else. That of course is always a good feeling. And you develop stronger relationships with other people that way. There's just a whole kind of list of things that kind of builds off from there. I think my last tip that kind of takes everything together is just kind of living your life. Whether it be you're on campus and you go to a few more parties than you usually go to. You join a couple more clubs. I don't know, you take every day for what it is, accomplish and do everything that you want to do in that 24 hours. One thing my mom told me, it has, outside of kind of the topic of loneliness, but my mom would always kind of say about when she was living her life and her and my dad were in college and things like that, her and all her friends used to watch The Cosby Show, and they used to watch it like religiously. And she was like, sometimes I didn't like watching it because I realized that, these actual people are living their lives, and I'm really not, just by sitting here watching it. Yes, it's a good show, yeah, it's great, but by watching other people live their lives, I'm not living mine. So I thought, I don't know, that's kind of always been, or I try to have that as my mindset on a lot of different things. It's one of the lessons that my mom taught me that kind of has stuck around, is not to just sit around and watch people or compare myself to people, and to just kind of go out and live my own life. And if you want to somehow intertwine that all, it can go back to loneliness. But, it has to kind of do with the big picture of living your life, and that gives you something else to do. On a sillier note, some kind of ways to not feel lonely is to go find someone else new to talk to. New boyfriend or a new girlfriend. And kind of serious, but also kind of joking, is to kind of find better friends. So in a joking sense, better friends because you're lonely, they'll spend more time with you. In a serious sense, finding better friends, your friends wouldn't want you to feel lonely. If y'all aren't always together, that means that they might be out doing something. And you should have better friends in the sense that they should be encouraging you, if you feel lonely, to go out and to do something, and to go out and to try something new. You just kind of have to understand that though you may feel lonely, you're really not alone. I don't know how many people are really on this world, what is it, like 7 billion, whatever. There's so many people, so at the end of the day, you're really not alone. And in order for you not to feel that way, you just kind of have to get out there. And that takes a lot of yourself, and it's easier said than done because you have to kind of step out of your comfort zone in order to do that. I feel like there might be a lot more other things that you can possibly do, but this was kind of a spur of the moment video. I'm gonna shut up. So I hope this really helped. We love you all. So be sure to check out our blog. We'll be sure to keep updating that and adding some more blog posts and things like that. And that's shirley-avia.com. I'll have the link down in the description bar, and also have the webpage running through here somewhere. Also be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos. I think Shirley's is coming out with some sort of makeup tutorial on Friday, so be sure to check that out. We post videos every Tuesday and Friday. If you have any other video suggestions or blog post suggestions, comment that below because we'd love to have your input. Don't forget to follow us on social networks. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of it's at Shirley's Avia. Well, you know, Facebook, you gotta do like a little / Shirley's Avia. But our Twitter handle and our Instagram name is at Shirley's Avia. We post a lot of different things there. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm rambling. So anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you on Friday. Mwah.